Hello, wine lovers! I am Yaroslava, sommelier and wine educator, your guide on this journey through the world of wines, spirits, and cocktails. Today, our focus is on Tarantes, Argentina's aromatic contribution to the world of white wines. Just as Malbec stands out as Argentina's flagship red, Tarantes shines just as brightly among its whites. To avoid confusion, let's clarify. Several grape varieties worldwide go by the name Tarantes. In Spain, for example, at least 3 local varieties are called Tarantes. However, these Spanish Tarantes varieties are genetically unrelated to the Argentinian Tarantes and differ significantly in flavor. Here, we are specifically discussing the Argentine Tarantes. In Argentina, 3 genetically related varieties fall under the Tarantes name: Tarantes riojana, Tarantes sanjuanina, and Tarantes mendocina. They are named after the provinces of origin, La Rioja, San Juan, and Mendoza respectively. Tarantes riojana and Tarantes sanjuanina are hybrids of the ancient Muscat of Alexandria grape and the Spanish Criolla chica, known as Mission in California and Pais in Chile. Tarantes mendocina, in our hand, is a cross between Muscat of Alexandria and another yet unknown variety. Tarantes originated in Argentina, where it quickly took root and spread, thanks to its resilience to dry, hot conditions, a climate common in much of the country. However, while it could survive in such environments, thriving and producing high quality fruit was a different matter. In the hot climate, Tarantes tends to produce higher alcohol, low aroma, not interesting wine. As a result, Tarantes played a minor role in Argentine vineyards for much of its history, with its stand persisting until the late 20th century. In the 21st century, as global viniculture experienced a renaissance, Argentina was no exception. Winemakers began to reevaluate Tarantes, realizing its potential when growing under the right conditions. They started cultivating Tarantes in cooler mountains region, and with attentive care is transformed into a bright, aromatic and refreshing wine that keeps gaining international popularity. In my video on Pinot Noir, I explained that grape varieties generally fall into 2 broad categories: those that need cool climate to produce quality wine, and those that perform best in warm climate. Like Pinot Noir, Tarantes does not fare well in hot climates, where it loses acidity and aroma, resulting in a dull wine. On the other hand, a cool climate brings out the best to this grape. Among the 3 Argentine Tarantes varieties, Tarantes riojana is the most renowned and aromatic. In fact, the aroma on Tarantes riojana from the high altitude vineyards of Salta can even surpass that of Muscat and approach the intensity of Gewürztraminer. Today it is grown in much greater quantities than other 2 varieties. When you see Tarantes on the bottle of Argentine wine without further specification, it almost always Tarantes riojana. Tarantes mendocina has a milder aroma, while Tarantes sanjuanina falls somewhere in between. Tarantes riojana is grown in Salta, La Rioja, San Juan, and Mendoza. San Juan also grows Tarantes sanjuanina, while the southern province of Rio Negro is dedicated to Tarantes mendocina. The best and most aromatic Tarantes come from Salta, Argentina's northern region, known for its high vineyard of the world. The Calchaquí Valley or Cayafat region is particularly known for its Tarantes vineyards, which are planted in altitude reached up to 3,100 meters, over twice as high as Europe's highest vineyards. In comparison, the highest vineyards in Switzerland and Spain Canary Islands reach around 1,400 meters. Cool nights help to preserve the grape's acidity, while abundant sunlight and poor soil enhance the concentration of aroma. A quality Tarantes riojana is typically medium-bodied with refreshing medium acidity and intense aroma dominated by floral, citrus, and white fruit notes. Despite its sweet aroma, Tarantes is usually a dry wine. Interestingly, Tarantes mendocina and Tarantes sanjuanina are often used for sweet wine production. Tarantes is not suited for aging, as it loses its aromatic qualities quickly. It is best to drink it young, ideally within the first year after release, and no later than 3 years. Argentina primarily produces pure variant of Tarantes wines, but is also commonly blended, often with Chardonnay. Beyond Argentina, Tarantes is also grown in Bolivia and Chile. Although in Chile it is usually distilled into pisco. Speaking of pisco, it is an interesting topic of its own. You can find a link to a video about pisco in my first comment. Tarantes is best served well chilled at 7-10 degrees centigrade. As a high aromatic and dried wine, it pairs wonderfully with spicy cuisine such as Indian or Asian dishes. It also complements white meat, cheeses, especially Goa cheese, herbs, shrimps, and scallops. Today I have Tarantes from Mendoza, Argentina's largest and most well-known wine region. The label simply says Tarantes, which means it's a Tarantes Riojana. While Mendoza is not the highest altitude as Salta, it's still situated in the mountain. The region includes the highest peaks in South America, and although vineyards here lies between 800 to 1,200 meters, they benefit from cooling winds of the nearby Andean glaciers. Mendoza also sits further south than Salta, which in the southern hemisphere needs a cooler climate. While not as cool as the high altitude vineyards of Salta, Mendoza's climate is still mild enough to preserve Tarantes' essential acidity, with plenty sun to intensify its aroma. The vintage is 2023, a little over a year old, which is ideal for Tarantes. It is the best enjoyed young. This one for you, this one for me. The wine has pale straw color, very aromatic, flowers and citruses. Very gentle, refreshing, very dry. Meyer lemon, zest and white peach. Very nice wine. Stay with me, subscribe to my channel. Feel free to ask questions and don't hesitate to support me. Salud!